Hi everyone, Grace Woj here again at Woj Farms. Today we want to talk about a very important topic on our farms, and that topic is about how we manage weak kids at the farm or problem kids at the farm. What are those problem kids? Before I even go to the problem kids, it is all exciting at the farm when we receive babies. But managing babies or kids, babies of those goats, it comes with a number of challenges. So among those challenges are problem kids. What are those problem kids? Number one, they are babies born of mothers who do not have milk. So it is upon you as a farmer to make them survive through the first 3 months without the milk from the mother. They are mothers that completely reject those babies. That even if you try to hold it for a week plus, those mothers still fail. They still fail to own up. And this is so common among the first-time mothers. There are those mothers that are sickly. They are sickly because they are always sick. They will not have enough milk for their babies. So it is upon you as a farmer to provide something for them so that they can grow into big goats. And then also during childbirth, during the birthing of those kids, there are those mothers that don't survive. Either they become anemic or they get an infection and then they die. But they leave behind beautiful babies. Do you leave them to die? No. Here are some of the things I want to discuss with you and see how we can save those problem kids. Okay, number one, it is very important you first isolate those problem kids. When you isolate them, your team easily manages them. They focus on them. After you have isolated them, this is how you can manage them to survive and they don't die. To survive them to full term, at least they make the first 3 months of their lives, because after 3 months you can take them to graze on their own. Number one, among your goats that have given birth, not all goats give birth to 2 babies. There are those goats that birth one baby. So identify those mothers that have a lot of milk and they have only given birth to 1 baby. So how do you go about that? They are that baby that has been born in the same week or in the same time frame as that problem kid. So what you do, let it be fostered on that mother with 1 baby. And this fostering is not an easy task. How do you go about it? Get 1 or 2 of your workers to hold the mother, and then another one holds the baby towards the udder for it to suckle. This can go on for 1 to 2 weeks. Usually the mother usually adapts and takes on this baby as its own. However, there are some things I've learned over time when I'm on the farm. One of our guys told me, these are things that they are not documented anywhere, but they always work. That if you want a kid to adopt a new mother, and also the mother to adopt that new kid that has not been born by that mother, you hold that kid and rub it at the back. There are always fluids coming out of the mother, of that new mother. You rub it. So in that, when it smells that baby that is not born by it, it always senses, it has that feeling that is its what? Its kid. Because of that smell that you have put on the what? On the newborn baby, or on that kid that is a problem kid that you want it to adopt. Others, there are some weeds that people have tried out. They call them amatovu. They are leaves with thorns. Some people have tried this and they say you hold that matovu, that leaf, and then you beat the hind legs and the udder of the mother with those matovu, and eventually, because of that itching, it will always want to crave for the itching to stop. It would always want to stop the itching to stop. So in the long run, it ends up looking for a baby to breastfeed. That is how most farmers, especially in my rural village here, these are things that are not documented anywhere, but we have tried them out and they are working. Another set of problem kids that I didn't mention, some of you, every farmer wants triplets. I, for one, I call them problem kids. Reason being, when you look at the goat, a goat usually has 2 nipples. So how do you think it can feed 3 kids with 2 nipples? So what most farms do, and that have an excellent team, what they usually do, they first let the weak kid among the 3 kids born, they let it suckle first for the first 10 minutes. After it has suckled for the first 10 minutes, then they bring the other 2 babies to suckle. However, this is not sustainable, especially if you don't have a stable team at the farm. They may do it for the first 1 week, and then the second week that kid will what? Will always, may die. The other point, in case you don't have those options, or in case you want so many kids to be helped, the problem kids I'm talking about, you can give them cow milk or goat's milk. But this milk must be boiled and must be diluted. You must give it to the goats when it is warm. Why? To avoid passing on germs from the milk, which may be gotten from that particular animal you are getting it from, to the newborn. Yeah. So here is the magic. When you get that milk, for example, if it is a liter, mix it with a half liter of water, and then get an egg yolk. Mix it in that milk. After you have boiled it, mix it in the egg yolk. Mix it a little bit so that the egg yolk dissolves. Make sure you don't put the white liquid in the egg. It usually causes diarrhea in the goats. So when you give the yolk, it means you are substituting the colostrum the kid may have lost to get when it's a baby. So that egg yolk will be very crucial in boosting the energy and also the body of that particular kid. Here, when you start bottle feeding, hygiene is very key. Usually when you don't wash those bottles, actually me at one time, because I realized bottle feeding was becoming problematic, and the kids would bite the nipples anytime, because I would use the normal nipples used by human babies. I would buy those and then use them to bottle feed my kids. But often, after 1 week, the nipples would be bit. So what I resolved, I started putting that milk in the basin. So I let all the problem kids drink the milk at the same time. But hygiene is very key. You lose so many kids if you don't wash the utensils on time, and if you don't boil the milk, and if you keep recycling the milk that was left over. That is how challenging. So for somebody who cannot put up with that, the best would be to foster those problem kids early enough. And then these problem kids, because you are feeding them on milk that they are not used to, and they are drinking it for the first time, some of them may tend to have diarrhea, but there are those that completely fail to pass out stool, and they have a minor constipation. So how would you go about that as a farmer having problem kids? what you may do, you get a cloth, soak it with lukewarm water or warm water, and then rub under the tail of that baby. Within an hour or less, it will pass out the stool that is held in its stomach. For the farmers watching me, what do you always do at your farm when you get such problem kids? Many of you are excited to have triplets at the farm. I, for one, it means more work at the farm. I don't like them all the time. I don't. Actually, there came a time where I would pay pay extra for that particular person or that particular herd, herding that particular herd with babies that can survive past 1 month. Usually what happens among the triplets, if you have observed this in your herd, when the kids are born 3, 1 is the weakest one. And usually during an epidemic at the farm, or maybe the hygiene is bad, or maybe worm burden, the kids that are born triplets, especially the weaker one, it is the one always to die first. I don't know if you have observed it, but please tell me what you think about my video. Let's make it a little bit more engaging. Tell us, let us discuss in the comment section. We shall definitely respond. Don't forget this, the kids are the profit of every goat farm. So if your kids die, if you have many problem kids and you are doing nothing about it, and they keep dying all the time, just know you are losing out as a goat farmer. So ensure you do some of those things we have discussed above. But if you have other alternatives, please feel free to share them with us. We are all here to learn from each other. Thank you. Thank you for watching.